Once a week in Destiny 2, an NPC named Xur finds his way to one of the game's planets and sells exotic armor and weapons for legendary shards. If you don't have what he's selling, now's a great time to buy, but even if you do, you can remind yourself of a few different exotic armor pieces and weapons that you may have been neglecting. For today's video, we're going to look at the 3 exotics Xur is selling for the week of Friday, December 20th. The Dune Marchers for the Titan, the Contraptionsal Hold for the Warlock, and the Assassin's Cowl for the Hunter. Let's get started. First up, we have the Dune Marchers. This exotic isn't that strong, but it can become very powerful if you build your character around it. Its exotic perk, Linear Actuators, increases your sprint speed and slide distance, and after sprinting for a short duration, you receive the Linear Actuators buff. Upon hitting an enemy with a melee attack, you chain damage to nearby enemies. The damage you chain isn't significant, but the chains can stagger enemies that it doesn't kill, which is nice for crowd control. The most exciting application of the Dune Marchers is with the Sunbreaker's middle branch, Code of the Devastator. Its melee ability Throwing Hammer is a ranged melee, and it can apply the Linear Actuators effect when it hits a target. The extra sprint speed also makes retrieving your hammers quicker and easier, but it still comes with a lot of risk. Even though picking up your Throwing Hammer after it hits an enemy provides a health regen, that regen will be interrupted if you take damage. You can make up for these deficits with the class item mod Recuperation and Healthy Finisher, and if you're really wanting to feel completely safe, use the Charged with Light mod Protective Light. When your health goes critical, it will consume all of your Charged with Light stacks and give you increased damage resistance. The more you lean into the playstyle the Dune Marchers demand, the more this exotic will transition from feeling like something that provides passive and marginal benefits to something that's integral to your damage output. Overall, I think these boots are a solid pick, but if you want to see their effect consistently, you have to rethink how you move around the battlefield and build your character. On the flip side, the Contraptionsal Hold is one of the best Voidwalker exotic armor pieces, so if you don't have one, now's the time to get it. Its exotic perk, Chaotic Exchanger, reduces your damage taken while charging Void Grenades, and damage dealt with Void Grenades reduces the cooldown of your grenade by a random amount. The randomness in this exotic can be frustrating, but there are a lot of ways to make them feel more consistent. A high discipline stat will reduce your grenade ability's base cooldown, which will help low refund grenade throws fill up a bit quicker. Weapons with the Demolitionist trait will speed things up even more. Kills with Demolitionist weapons reduce your grenade cooldown by a fixed percentage. Finally, the Firepower Charged with Light mod reduces your grenade cooldown by a fixed amount when you use it. Combine all of that together and you'll turn chaos into consistency. Finally, the Assassin's Cowl is one of Destiny 2's many poorly thought out exotics. It's cool, but it's not as strong as it should be. Its exotic perk, Vanishing Execution, has an effect that changes based on the activity you're in. When you kill a Guardian with a melee attack in PvP, or use a finisher on an enemy in PvE, you receive a heal and turn invisible. In PvE, the benefits you receive from the cowl are marginal, and for that reason, it's not worth your time, is what I'm supposed to say, but it's actually not that bad. Being invisible means your enemies don't know where you are, and the ability to gain that invisibility on any of the hunter subclasses is really nice, especially if your survival is crucial. This exotic has even more value on any of the many hunter subclass branches that don't have any healing built into their kit. For the Way of the Sharpshooter, the bottom branch of the Gunslinger, you can make up for your lack of heals with the Assassin's Cowl, but you can also take advantage of the AI not knowing where you are for a few moments. Landing a precision knife throw is easier against enemies that aren't shooting you in the face. Additionally, the seasonal artifacts makes this ultra gimmicky helmet a lot better. When combined with Solar Plexus, the Season of Dawn artifact mod, you'll get extra solar melee damage and receive a small bump in super energy every time you use a finisher. Though truth be told, that effect should be built into the Assassin's Cowl's exotic perk. Even though it's not, I can genuinely recommend this exotic because survivability is important, and anything you can do to increase that consistently is a good thing. And there we go, that's going to do it for the Xur Exotic Showcase for this week. In case you missed it, he's currently on Titan on the rig. The Dune Marchers and the Assassin's Cowl are a bit more niche and they feel a lot better when you build around them, but the Contraptionsal Hold is incredibly strong no matter what, and if you build around it, your Guardian is going to feel ridiculously powerful, maybe even overpowered, but it's a good thing. Exotic armor is supposed to make your character feel incredibly strong. So with all of that said, we're going to wrap things up, but don't worry, there's plenty more coming in the future, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support the channel more than you already do just by watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR to become a patron, just like all these wonderful people that are on screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.